Hey friends, it's Tracy. Today we're making a fall wreath using an evergreen wreath base. Now this is a 24-inch evergreen wreath base. Now this is from Hobby Lobby. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off those tags on there, that hanging tag as well as that pesky red sticker. And then we're going to go ahead and fluff out all of the ties on the evergreen wreath base. And then this is what we're going to be putting in our mesh into, and what I'm going to use for the sign. I wanted to show you this because I was having this dry. Now this blue pumpkin sign is either from Trendy Tree or Craft Outlet. I've had it in my stash for a few years, and so what I did is I put my 1-inch cable ties on the back using some E6000 as well as hot glue, went around that as well, and then I just have some green pipe cleaners in there because I wanted it to blend in with the evergreen base. And so then I just set that to the side to dry until I get ready to use it. Once I got all of my green ties poofed up, I'm going to start with a 21-inch blue deco mesh, and this deco mesh has some shimmer to it. So what I did is kind of unroll it, then I gather it there at the end, then I just stick it in the tie somewhere just to start, and then I'm going to go like across and make some poofs, and the poofs are probably about 8 or 9 inches, and then I'm going to go back and forth making some poofs all the way around my evergreen wreath. I'll continue doing that until I get to the end, cut it off, then I just secure it there with the green ties. Now this is about how much I have left out of this roll, and I have that for another project. These are the 10-inch deco mesh that I'm going to be using. Now my favorite place to get deco mesh is at Craft Outlet or Hobby Lobby. That is where I got the majority of these that I'm using in my wreath today. Now this orange and white 10-inch deco mesh is from Hobby Lobby. I love it. They have it for several years in the fall season, and so I stock up on that because I love using this deco mesh. Now what I did is I cut this at 25 inches, and I'm going to be doing the cruffle method. That is rolling over each end and then just kind of gathering it in the middle. I just clamp it with a little clamp, and that holds it there for me until I'm get my second one that I'm going to be adding in my like ties. And so I had the orange and white, and then the next one I'm going to be using is this burlap snowball mesh, rolling that out to 25 inches, and then using my little rotary cutter, cut that off, and I'll be doing the same method as far as the cruffle by folding over each end and then just gathering it in the middle using my clamp to hold that until I get ready for it to put together with the other one. And so then once I get my two bunches together, then bundles together, then I just put them in the evergreen wreath base. And so this evergreen wreath base form is a little bit new to me. Usually I use the rings from Dollar Tree or Walmart or wherever I can get them. And so a lot of wreath makers use the evergreen wreath, so I am getting a little bit more familiar with it. And so I thought that I would do a wreath with you to show you how I did mine. So for the next bundle of mesh, 10-inch mesh, I'm using the navy blue, and then also this burlap burlap. Those both came from Craft Outlet. I'm cutting them each at 25 inches, doing the same thing with the cruffles, just by folding over each of the ends, gathering it in the middle, and then I will have my little taco, or just something that I just kind of my little bundle, if that's how I do it, and that's how I make my little bundles. So wherever the gather is for the blue 21-inch mesh, that's where I put the orange and the burlap snowball mesh bundles. And so I have 11 of those. And so then I have 11 of the navy blue with the burlap. And so I just go opposite of those so that I have a really full wreath. And so I have 22 bundles of 10-inch mesh in this wreath right here, and I'm just loving how all of this is really everything is really full and everything like that. Okay, so for my ribbon comes from different places. All of this came from Craft Outlet, and so I have two 2.5-inch ribbons, and then two 1.5-inch, and so that is what I'm going to be using for this wreath. And so I use my little sizer boards here, just ribbon tail boards. I just wrap it around, and so I'm going to be alternating this pattern with another solid pattern. And so then I'm going to be cutting these at 14 inches. I dovetail the ends. If you're not familiar with dovetailing, you just I make sure that my ends are even, and so then I fold it over, then just do a V cut so that everything looks nice and finished. And it just really makes a very pretty look to your wreath when you have really nice finished tails. So once all of my ribbons are cut, I'm going to be doing this like these two, a 2.5-inch and then a 1.5-inch. I just fold it in half, and then that's how I'm going to be putting it into the ties. So I untwist it, and then I put it in there, and I kind of like, for my own, so I kind of keep up with it. I kind of figure out which set of ribbon I want to go into which bundle of deco mesh, and then that's how I keep it even. And so since I have 22 bundles of deco mesh, I have 22 sets of ribbon, so 11 of each one, so that I can put them in there, and then I alternate them so that they look really nice. All right, so then once I get all of my ribbon in there, I'm going to go ahead and put on my sign. And so since this is an evergreen base, and even when I do my deco mesh wreaths, it's kind of hard to get those pipe cleaners through the mesh and also through all of this greenery. So I use upholstery needles, and I had shared the pack, what it looks like. I just got that at Walmart in the sewing section. And so just slide the end of the pipe cleaner through the eye of that needle, and then I just pull it it through the back, and it just kind of really, it's just one of those tools that helps us wreath makers kind of get through that thick mesh and all of that greenery and stuff. And so then I make sure that my sign is the way where I want it on the front, and then I just twist it, and on the back just attach that twist those pipe cleaners to attach my sign to the wire, and make sure that it doesn't move and that everything is nice and secure. So then I flip it back over. I make sure that all of my ribbon tails are out and fluff those out. Just make sure that none of them are tucked underneath that sign, and so that everything looks nice and pretty. All right, so this little happy fall orange, already painted orange, I got that over at Hobby Lobby, and I shared what the package kind of looks like. I got it in the fall section, and so before I glue on my happy fall letters or words, I want to just add a little bit of doodle. So I'm just taking my black Sharpie marker, just adding a little bit of doodle to this already cute sign. Then also I'm going to take a white paint pen and go and add a little bit of squiggles and doodles with that, adding some dots, and just make it like I said, the little sign is already cute, but I'm going to make it a little bit cuter. Just add my little personal touches on there. Once I finish that, then I'll go ahead and glue on the sign. I'm just using some Fabri-Tac glue as well as hot glue. Make sure that that is on there really well and that it will not come off. Now, for the like squiggles and doodles and all that kind of thing, what I did is I just gave it, when I took it outside to take the pictures, I just gave it a quick spritz of my polyacrylic sealer, so that everything is really nice and stays fresh and is secure. For florals, I have this fun orange and yellow bush that is from Hobby Lobby in the fall season, and I just cut off stems of those. Then I took it over there to my steel picks machine and put a steel pick on the end of it. This is just my personal preference, because I like to, on the side, I have a glue pot that has melted glue sticks in it, and I just stick those in there, and then I stick them in underneath the little flaps of the deco mesh, making them secure, and then everything looks really nice. I try to balance out the florals the best that I can, and I also added some yellow daisies with some green wispy stems. Those are also from Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love the way that this wreath turned out. Again, I usually do the deco mesh on the wire forms, but I am using the evergreen forms. Again, this is a 24-inch evergreen wreath form that is from Hobby Lobby, and I got it when they have their 50% off a Christmas sale. And I hope that you enjoyed watching me create this fall wreath on this evergreen base. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.